The new 911 has been revealed at the LA Motor Show. This car has been teased to the public for some time now, and with much anticipation, I took to the internet to check it out. And, as always, it wasn't really that different from the last one. You can now order your 911 in the UK from just over £93,000. However, if you do so, it won't be arriving until spring. Porsche like to keep it simplistic and set out with one objective in mind. It has to be better than the old one, according to the Porsche bosses anyway. This new 992 is longer and wider, even a little bit taller than the model it replaces. This is to make way for a new electrified powertrain which will be seen at some point in the car's production. This will be very significant in the development of electric cars. Looking at it from all angles, there is no way you could mistake this car for anything other than a 911. Look closely though, and there are some nice new design features which gives the 992 a nice update from the previous generation. One of the more subtle changes is the addition of pop-out door handles which will help with aerodynamics and safety. There is also an LED strip across the rear of the car which we've been seeing on a lot of VW owned car manufacturers over the past couple of years, such as the TT. Porsche have also introduced their new LED headlights into the 911, which we've already seen on the Cayenne. They definitely stand out for being a little different. Whether that's a good thing or not, I'm not so sure. Porsche have widened their front track by 45mm to improve stability and gain a little extra grip. This is due to the new wide S body Porsche have introduced. Currently we only have official details on the mid-range Carrera S, which hosts the same 3-litre twin-turbo flat 6 as the last generation, yet gives us better figures, outputting 444 brake horsepower and 550 Nm of torque. This sees gains of 30 brake horsepower and 50 Nm of torque. However, due to the increased size, this extra power may be needed. Porsche's new exhaust for the 911 is said to be a contributing factor to the power gains, which will produce less back pressure and improve airflow. This will hopefully create a nice noise along with the performance gains. Porsche will offer you a new 8-speed PDK dual clutch gearbox, but we have been promised a manual transmission will be available early next year. This will definitely benefit Porsche's more enthused drivers. Benchmark 0 to 62 times will be around 3.7 seconds, with the 4-wheel drive Carrera 4S bringing that down to an impressive 3.6. You will be looking at even faster acceleration if you opt for the optional Sports Chrono package, which will give you use of Porsche's active suspension management and their chassis control. The entry-level car will be available in March next year and will be on the same platform as the S, but develops 24 less horsepower. Porsche have definitely thought about the interior of its new car, with quality and aesthetics much greater than the last generation. They have positioned an analog rev counter in the middle of the instrument cluster, which provides a bit of heritage from previous generations. Either side, however, they have taken a much more modern approach with some digital displays which will provide the driver with all the essentials, like sat-nav and radio, along with some nice racing features as well. There is now a large 10.9-inch touchscreen display with vibrating buttons to let the user know when a button has been pressed. This makes operating a touchscreen whilst driving a little easier. Overall, I'm very impressed by the added character to the Porsche 911. The body is slick and dynamic, whilst the integration of an electric 911 chassis will spell a whole new era for the 911 and motoring in general. I love how Porsche never lose sight of their origins with the 911 and stick to their engineering roots, which have been ever evolving since the first 911 rolled out. For more updates on the 911 and other automotive topics, please subscribe to my channel, The Automotive Radar.